Hello, and welcome to the November 2019 layout update. As you can see, I've finally gotten around to doing some scenery. I decided to start with this little suburban scene here on top of the mountain, which is very much still a work in progress, but at least I've got some ground foam down. All three of these buildings are recycled from my old layout, as are all the buildings that you'll see so far. This is actually recycled as well, and I'm really happy with the way that, to some extent but really this area down here came out. This is all the ground foam and gravel and all the other stuff that I scraped off the old layout, and I just laid it straight onto this hill, and it gave it a really nice kind of gravelly, there it is, a really nice kind of gravelly, unkempt look. And I'm really happy with, and I'm going to try to find a way to replicate on other parts of the layout, just mixing in little bits of ballast, and I have this other soil compound. As you can see here, I actually am using real dirt as my subbase for all the scenery. I think that effect is working out pretty nicely so far. This is the final position of that factory. I finally got the little stub end of that track in and ballasted, so it's in a nice position. I can sort of demonstrate with this covered hopper here because I don't feel like uncoupling one of my trains, but you can actually get two 40-foot box cars in at this factory on the siding. And on top of that, I probably should have led with this, the industrial spur on the close side of the layout here is glued down and done. I got this bridge installed. This is a micro engineering kit, and the bridge piers are heavily trimmed down Chooch Enterprises bridge piers that I painted and weathered. I'll try to get in here. There you go. I think that turned out really nicely. My rock face over here is still kind of a work in progress. I'm sort of happy with it, sort of not. I'll probably continue to mess with it as it goes along. But that is pretty much it as far as new work went, but it took a long time to get the grade right, get it glued down, get all the leads soldered in, and then to get this section ballasted. So to get into what I'm actually doing here, my scenic efforts, to start at least, are going to focus on backing up sort of the part of the layout you can see in this frame to this side of the river, towards the camera. There's a couple of reasons for that. The big one being down here, as I mentioned in the last video, I have to build a viaduct, which I will show you in a minute. I have actually bought the first piece of, and doing the area behind the river is going to require probably buying about $100 worth of track and turnouts, so that's sort of on the back burner for now. I have other things I need to be spending my money on right now, and I have plenty of work, as you can see, to do over here. I have ordered some Woodland Scenic Smooth It and road tape, so hopefully I'll be able to get the road in. The road coming from up here is basically going to go from the factory with a grade crossing right about there where you see that dirt, and then over into the town on that side of the track. Sorry, I was using this building as a tripod for the opening shot. And now, to the other thing I bought. I got a really good deal on eBay on one of them. It's the Art Deco is about the right era. I believe the viaduct in Manayunk was built around 1920, so Art Deco is fairly appropriate. I think when you see it, it pretty much looks the part. I am going to need to buy or figure out a way to build several more of those bridge sections, since the bridge is only about 4 inches long and that gap is significantly longer than 4 inches, but it will go. I don't know why that's not in focus. It will go down in this area here. So once I get this area, the scenery worked out down here, I will start building that overpass and installing it. Sorry, my camera cut out. I was having a storage issue. And I really don't feel like reshooting everything I just did, so bear with this kind of awkward splice. Summary. Art Deco viaduct. Right there. I think it'll look pretty good. Now I want to demonstrate, get a little bit of running and demonstrate the new industrial trackage and the fact that it does work. And bonus demonstration, I got my MP15 working. I went to install the decoder the first time. It's a Digitrax decoder, and it went about a foot, and then some smoke came out, and I kind of thought I cooked everything, so I put it in the case and, you know, chalked it up to another thing I was going to have to spend money on. Figured like 2 weeks later, what the heck, I might as well try to put it together again. Well, first I did some testing on the motor, discovered that I didn't cook the motor, so I reinstalled the decoder to see if I could get a CV read back, and lo and behold, the CV's read back, so I knew the decoder wasn't cooked. So it turns out it was just a contact issue between the motor contacts and the decoder, and I have no earthly idea where the smoke came from, but it works, so I don't care. But we are gonna run that locomotive, or not. There we go. The one thing about these Atlas MP15s that I've noticed is they don't run particularly well, to be completely honest. This one's always been a little finicky, and apparently that's just a thing with them. They don't run great. I guess it's rumored that Atlas is reworking the mechanism for the new ones. If that is the case, somewhere down the road, I may buy, you know, a completely new mechanism for this locomotive. Because, yeah, I just cleaned these switches before I shot this video. And here I am dragging it over the switch by hand because it just doesn't like it. Interestingly, I have a Walthers SW 1200 that doesn't really suffer from the same performance issues, so I know it's not strictly the tiny little switcher wheelbase, but I've got to keep up. I know this is not prototypical speed, but if I don't keep up a head of steam, no pun intended, here it will stall. So, you go down there, you can switch a boxcar at the warehouse down here, and if we uncouple that, throw that switch, we can go pick up Yep. Just cleaned this track too. Apparently not well enough though. But you can, in theory, switch these industries. That's it for today. Sorry about the switcher issues. We'll see if I can get that sorted out, but thank you very much for watching. Bye.